Hey everybody, how's it going? Welcome to a brand new episode of Boss Babes. I am so excited for this special interview with Joejuan Williams. He is a cornerback for the New England Patriots. Joejuan, thank you so much for joining me today. You must have just stepped off Gillette Stadium. Did you just come back from practice? How's your day going so far?
Today, it's a Tuesday, so today's the off day. I just got back from, I went in for a little treatment and then literally just got back for this interview. So it's been smooth though. I got to enjoy these 24 hours I get where I can just detox and get ready for next week.
You guys obviously just came off having an amazing game the other day. How is it being on the field? I know you're only 22 years young. What is it like playing for the New England Patriots?
I look at it as a blessing. I look at it, just starting off my career with Bill Belichick, the greatest coaches in history, in NFL history, and especially on the defensive side of the ball. I just look at it overall as a blessing being here. I get to learn and grow and be with such great teammates, from the McCourtys to, Stephon Gilmore to Matthew Slaters to all the guys in the locker room. They're so mature and work hard and just so passionate about the things that they do. And it's definitely a group of guys that I look up to.
That's amazing. And obviously with you being so young, learning under the City of Champions must be absolutely incredible. But before we continue talking about football, I want to talk about some of your interesting facts. So I know that you enjoy gaming and you love to draw. So what are some of your favorite games that you love to play? And what got you started out drawing as a kid?
I'm a big gamer. I've always played video games. I'm a big PlayStation guy, so I've always played video games. Growing up, from the PS1 to, all the way now until next month the PS5 drops. So I'm gonna try to get that as soon as possible. But I've always been a big gamer. Me and my brother just grew up. We had some free time. We'll always game with each other. And when I say compete, it'll be pretty big competitions. We would be pretty angry at each other, whoever won. So I just remember me growing up on that. But the games I play now, I'm a big Madden guy. So I'm big in Madden. I take all challenges. I play whoever wants to challenge. If I got some free time, I'll play. As of right now, and then also Call of Duty. I'm a huge Call of Duty guy. I love Call of Duty. And my favorite Call of Duty game was definitely, I would say Black Ops 2. That was a classic for me. But every year I'm getting a new Call of Duty and the new Madden and playing it from there. So that's kind of my favorite games there. And then drawing just was a passion for me early on. Always loved to draw and doodle in my free time. So college was definitely filled with a lot of drawing too. In my free time now, I still keep up with it, like to draw. So that was just something I loved to do as a kid, and it's kind of stuck on.
Are you in the Madden football game? Like, do you actually get to play yourself in the game, or do you see yourself potentially being in the game in the future? And how badass would that be to play yourself in the game, considering you're such a big gamer?
You know what? It's funny. I always played with, growing up, I've always played with the Falcons in Madden. And then last year, actually the year before I got drafted, I switched over to playing with the Patriots. And it was funny. So now, and then I got drafted, and I was with the Patriots. And then for the past 2 games, I've been on Madden. So yeah, I feel like it is pretty badass, but it's a blessing too. I look at it. I really don't like single out myself and play with myself. I like playing with when I'm on defense, I like playing with Devin a lot. So because he can just move around in defense, playing safety. So I like to just shadow around with him. But then it's just cool. It is cool seeing myself out there on the field and just playing with myself, on Madden, and that's just really cool.
I love that you love to game on your free time, and like you just mentioned, today's your day off, so maybe you'll do some gaming later on today.
Oh, no doubt. As soon as it's over.
And I love the fact that you spoke a little bit earlier about your brother and how competitive you were, or how you probably still are competitive with your brother. I know that you grew up in Nashville, Tennessee. What was your family life like growing up in Nashville, Tennessee? What were the holidays like? Did you enjoy eating a specific type of food? Did you make dinner with your mom? Paint the picture for the listeners. What was it like growing up in Nashville, Tennessee, before you started playing football?
So, well, before I started, if you say before I started playing football, that would be something that I don't remember, because I started playing football at the age of 5. I've been playing football for pretty much all my life. But I mean, I grew up in Nashville. I mean, just me, my mom, and my brother, moved project home to project home. But living with my granny taking us in and stuff like that. I mean, it's been a challenge. But football is for me, kind of my way out, and it's just been a whole blessing. My whole life, I feel like it's just been a blessing. It's been a life of challenges, but also a life of blessings. I really appreciate all the people that helped me get to this point here, from my coaches to my mom, my granny, my uncle, my brother. Everybody that's helped me at this point. It's just been full of blessings overall.
And I know you were speaking about your mom. I watched a fun video of you a little bit earlier, and it said that your mom actually helped you train sometimes. Did you actually tackle her? What happened with you and your mom? Was she helping you?
Yeah, man. She's super competitive in her own way. I'll remember if she would basically make me tackle her. She would stand in front of the couch, and it stopped everything that I'm doing. If I'm in the middle of something, stop everything that I'm doing to make me tackle her, to show her my form, pretty much. And so that's how I practiced tackling as a kid. She would always be so supportive, coming to every game. Her, my granny, and my uncle. That's kind of my circle, my core. They've always been in my corner and did everything that they could to help me get to this point.
Well, shout out to your mom for obviously some of your success currently right now, which is shout out to your mama. And what were some of your favorite food spots in Nashville? Obviously, you probably travel down there frequently, since that's where you grew up and that's also where you went to college. We will speak about Vanderbilt a little bit later. But what were some of your favorite restaurants, and do you have any favorite foods that you like to eat when you're visiting Nashville?
So pretty much, for me, I'll eat whatever. Really, I would say number one would be, as of right now, number one would be go to Nashville. I always got to go to Slim and Husky's. Slim and Husky's pizza is I feel like it's one of the best pizzas in the nation. Bias, they started out at the owner started out at TSU. Slim and Husky's. Also, I would say Prince's Hot Chicken. Prince's has been the original, the original Nashville hot chicken before, I would say, like Hattie B's or any other Nashville hot chicken spot that's there now. Prince's Hot Chicken was like the original spot. And so that's always I remember taking one of my coaches at Vandy. I remember taking one of my coaches there, and we just sat down and talked and had a meal there. And he'd never been there before. He was like, "Yo, this has been great. Like, I got to take the rest of the coaches." And so those are definitely two spots I love to hit up whenever I get back from Nashville.
Sounds absolutely incredible. I've never had Nashville hot chicken before, so I'm gonna have to put that on my
you definitely got to check it out. You definitely got to check it out.
Put that on my to-do list at some point. And speaking of football, obviously we're going to be touching upon that sport off and on throughout this whole interview. How did you get into the sport of football? I know that you recently mentioned that you started playing at the age of 5. Who got you into the sport? I also know that you looked up to Jalen Ramsey and also Richard Sherman as a child as well.
Mm-hmm. I would say, how I got into the sport, it was always there for me. It was always there in my face. Like, my granny was a big Titans fan. My granny loved the Titans, so she'd always make us watch Titans. Steve McNair, Eddie George. She loved Eddie George, and she absolutely loved Eddie George. That's still her crush to this day. But she loved them, so it was kind of already ingrained into me. I remember I was like 4 or 5, and there was a youth football team, Greymar Pirates. The Greymar Pirates. They had a big sign up billboard down the street from my granny's house, and was driving past it, and I was like begging my mom, like, "Hey, sign me up. Like, I need this. I need to do this. Like, I want to do this so bad. So I remember her going there and they're signing me up and stuff like that. And then from there, that's how it kind of took off.
It sounds like both your grandmother and your mom really wanted you to get into the sport of football. So I love that they had your back from day one. And transitioning from being a youth football player heading over to Vanderbilt University, where obviously you grew up in Nashville, you got to stay in the city of Nashville. What was it like playing right in Nashville, of course? And you played in 36 career games over 3 seasons with 119 tackles, 4 interceptions, and you earned all SEC honors as a junior from both SEC head coaches and the Associated Press. So obviously you are a decorated athlete. What was it like playing at Vanderbilt?
For me, just making that decision, it was overall. I take it back to one. It was a blessing. I remember being committed to LSU, pretty much in that process. On my last visit, basically, my last visit was to LSU, but the visit before that was to Vandy. I just remember like sitting there in a meeting with Coach Mason, him talking to me, and something on my shoulder just told me, to commit, and to just flip my decision. And pretty much that's how it all started off. I just listened, and I committed. Playing there, just being in front of my hometown, all types of family and friends that can come and see me, and come and watch me play. It was fun. It was a lot of fun. It was a lot of fun playing, and those guys there are really passionate. I'm really passionate. My teammates that I had over those 3 years were really passionate about the things that they did. It was a really special team overall, and I look back on those memories with all smiles. I miss those guys. I miss those guys to this day. They just had a close one with Texas A&M, the number 10 team in the country, but they couldn't pull it out. But I still support them to this day. It's just overall my past 3 years there were great.
It sounds like you had an amazing time at Vanderbilt, made some great memories, which we're going to talk about shortly. You guys are now listening to Joejuan Williams on the BosBabes show. I am your host, Brittany Baldi. Please subscribe to us on both Spotify and iTunes. Let's just hop right back into it. So you mentioned some of your memories. What were some of your fondest memories? And do you have any funny stories that have happened between you and your former teammates? Who are some of your favorite friends that you still keep in touch with from your college football team?
There's been a lot of memories. A lot of memories there. I would say, the guys that I keep in contact with, we still have a group message. It was like our freshman group, our class group. We call ourselves the Good Fellas. But I would still say, the closest people I'm with, safety. Well, he's a corner and safety by the name of Elijah Hamilton. I would say Zaire Jones. He transferred out. He transferred out a couple of years ago, but he's a Youngstown State now. And then Kalijah Lipscomb, he's with the Chiefs. He's with the Kansas City Chiefs. Those 3 guys, I would say that I still talk to the most. But overall, just talking about specific memory, I really can't pinpoint one. But I just know that there's been so many funny memories over college that I just can look back on and laugh about. Man, it was just such a special time.
And to transition over from college football into draft day and obviously playing for the New England Patriots, I wanted to touch a little bit upon the NFL Combine. I feel like that's not really talked about that much. I know you are 6'4", so obviously you are super tall. Your height is obviously to your advantage. You have that reach, you have the jump, you have the long arms, you have the long legs. But your speed, I guess, was a little bit up for debate before the Combine or during the Combine as a cornerback. But I heard that you were able to knock off a 10th off of your speed. What was the pressure from the scouts, and how were you able to train and knock off a little bit of that time and get your speed up at the Combine?
That was ran back. I feel like I didn't do as well as I could have at the Combine, and as well as I was in training at the Combine. But luckily, our pro day was a good 5 days later, 5 days after the Combine. So I knew that I still had a second shot at just running the 40 and giving a better time. I just knew that just watching the film of my 40 at the Combine, I didn't have the best start. Really there, I didn't have the best energy either. But luckily, I was able to, impress some of the scouts afterwards. A few days later at my pro day, and run a lot better time. As I say now, I look back on it now, and I'm just glad that all that stuff is over with, because I mean, your 40-yard dash doesn't compare to how you play as a football player. And some people can run fast in a straight line, and some people run fast on the football field. And then for me, I feel like that's what I play fast on the football field. That's what I always kind of tell myself, and that's what I kind of always want to put on tape, that I'm not a track star, shorts and underwear guy. I mean, I'm a football player.
Well, it sounds like you absolutely crushed it regardless. You got scouted and must have done amazing, because you ended up going to the draft day 2019. What was your experience like getting drafted? I know you were selected 45th in the second round by the New England Patriots. And what were some of your emotions like getting selected by the City of Champions?
Man, it was just such a relief. I remember sitting in the green room, because the draft was in Nashville too. So everything just connected. It was such a blessing, man. Everything was so connected. I just remember sitting in the green room with my family. I was so nervous. I was playing little games on my phone, and my niece kept trying to bug me, and I was just like, please, not at this time. Like, I'm just trying to get my mind. Every pick that kept going on, this felt like a eternity, like a longer, even though I didn't have to wait that long, every pick just felt longer and longer. And so it was just such a sigh of relief when I got that call. And it said, I just remember looking down at my phone, and it said Foxborough, Massachusetts. And I was like, wow, like, this is the Patriots. Like, this is the Patriots calling me right now. And then just getting to talk to Bill and Mr. Kraft, and them expressing that they was going to draft me, man. It was just, everything was just a sigh of relief. I was so happy. The first thing I was still in college, so after I left the draft site was go back to campus, and then I ran into my boys' room. They was having a little watch party. I ran into my boys' room, hat on, suit on, and we just all start jumping, celebrating and stuff. Man, it was fun.
I actually watched your draft day selection, and I wanted to hear straight out of your mouth what the excitement must have been like watching Donta Hightower, obviously Super Bowl champion. He literally said the champ selects Joejuan Williams. So what was that experience like, having Donta Hightower literally say the City of Champs select Joejuan Williams?
Man, it's funny. So Dante's a Tennessee kid too, and so we was always cool. And so he talked to me beforehand. He was like, I think they want you, man. I think we might get you. He was like, I think we might get you today. When I saw him at the draft site, and he was like, I think we might get you today. I was just staying prayed. I was like, hopefully. I was like, hopefully. And then when he walked up there, and he was just, I knew beforehand, like, I got the call beforehand, and then that's when he walked up there and announced it. I just saw him announcing it. And I mean, afterwards, after I came back and I saw him, we gave each other a big hug. And that's my guy, man. That's my dog. And so it was just so cool. That whole experience was such a blessing, and it's a feeling that I'll never forget.
I also love this quote when you were actually up on the stage at the podium, rocking your Patriots hat. You said, Vanderbilt means the world to me. It helps me become the man that I am today. So while you're up there, you give a shout out to your college. What does that mean to you? Obviously, Vanderbilt created who you are as a man, along with your mom and your grandmother. Oh,
no doubt. I mean, Vandy has a special place in my heart, and it's because of that bond that I made over those 3 years with the guys in the locker room. And for me, it was like we went through I feel like we went through a war together, blood, sweat, and tears. We never really had the best record or anything like that, but we always fought and clawed. And I feel like the guys that's in the league today from Vandy, they always keep that chip on their shoulder. They always, you look at all the guys from Zach Cunningham, who just signed a big deal this offseason. way before my time though. But I mean, you look at Casey Hayward's, all the guys that's in the league from Vandy now, they're just hard workers and always have a chip on their shoulder. And that's how we were. That's how we was in the locker room, you know. And just getting in extra time, guys would be waking up at 4:30 in the morning, catching jugs before we do our morning lifts and stuff like that. Like that was so much that we did just because we knew we weren't the big, you know, SEC, you know, Alabamas or Auburns and stuff like that. You know, we had to really grind and we had to get it out the mud. And we had a mantra. We call ourselves OTMU, and that was Out the Mud University. And you know, that was kind of our, as a player, for the players, that was kind of our slogan. And you know, and we kind of had that, again, we had that chip on our shoulders, and you know, we felt like you know, everybody was against us, and it was only us. And so that I really, you know, fond over those memories that I had with that team. And, you know, that's why that team helped me, you know, grow into the person I am today. From the team to the coaches, to the coaches there, you know, it all just meshed into helping me get here to this day.
And shout out to Vanderbilt, obviously, for producing, it sounds like, a lot of pro athletes, including yourself, and you are now currently playing with the New England Patriots, which we're going to be talking about very shortly. You guys are now listening to Joejuan Williams. He is only 22 years young, recently got drafted in 2019. He is a cornerback with the New England Patriots, went to Vanderbilt and grew up right in Nashville. And what is it like currently playing for the Patriots? You've only been with them for 2 years. What is the energy like in the locker room, on the field? What is your experience like so far playing for the City of Champions?
Oh man, it's a great experience. It's a really great experience. You know, it's also a transitional period, you know, going from college to the NFL, things that you have to get adjusted to. But I mean, every day you just got to step in with a new mindset. But I mean, I love the teammates that I have, such great leadership at the Patriots. And that's the biggest thing. That's the biggest thing for me, is coming in at 21 years old. You know, I'm still 22. I'm still like one of the youngest on the team, but having that great leadership from the team. There's so many great leaders from the McCourtys, just having one McCourty overall, but you have two McCourtys, like that's amazing. Like I really talk to both of them all the time, like asking so many questions, you know, and then, but just talking to Jason, Devin, and then the reigning defensive player of the year, you know, Stephon Gilmore, like those are the guys that I talk to and I look up to the most. Like those three guys, I'll be asking every question that I have, you know, during meetings, after meetings, and just biting off little things that I see them do on the field. You know, that's I feel like those three for me are, you know, the people that I look up to the most. But overall, I mean, the defensive line to the offensive side of the ball, like all those guys are leaders. I mean, and you know, special teams. Whenever I'm on special teams, I'm always talking to Slate. I'm always talking to Slade. He's always guiding me. We're always competing in practice, going head up against each other, and you know, gunner and vice matchups, you know. And so those get a little bit heated between me and him, but you know, it's always competition. We dap each other up afterwards. And so, but just having that leadership group at the Patriots has been such a blessing. Like this is definitely a great place to start off at.
And speaking of that great leadership, I know obviously it must be incredible working under Coach Bill Belichick. Mm-hmm. With all those championships under his belt. Maybe while you're with the team, you might actually get a ring, which would be so freaking cool. But speaking of leadership and us obviously not having Tom Brady anymore, I wanted to ask you really quickly, what do you think about Cam Newton's wild outfits? I think that they are so cool. I love how he dresses. I've actually been doing a really funny special every Sunday. I take Cam Newton's really amazing outfits and I compare them to something cool. Like I think week 1 he wore this really nice yellow like fitted suit, and I actually compared it to Pikachu, and people like absolutely loved it. I recently compared his striped outfit to Gomez Adams from Addams Family. So I wanted to hear out of your mouth, what do you think about Cam Newton's amazing leadership skills, taking over the New England Patriots, obviously as their quarterback, and his amazing style?
I love Cam, man. He came in with that energy constantly every day from training camp, and it's from training camp until now. I mean, and it's just amazing to see. The dude loves football. Like, the dude loves football. He's on the field going crazy. Like, in the brunt of training camp is like, at some point, like, training camp is like, it's a little tiresome, but dude comes in with energy every day. And that's what you just love to see, especially out of your quarterback, the leader of the team. And he was just able to come in. He was able to come in, bring a lot of energy, bring a lot of juice, and the team. He meshed well with the team. Really good guy. Still, I mean, I love his suits too. I love the way he dresses, man. I look there's and again, like, it's a lot. It's a lot. Going to practice and stuff every day. It weighs on you. Sometimes I just like to go in with, like, my sweatsuit on. Like, I don't even feel like getting dressed up. Like, all right, let me get as much sleep as I can and just throw the sweatsuit on for tomorrow and then go to work. But I mean, I love the way Cam always dresses up, man, and he has a really good swag to him. I think it's super cool.
Wishing the best of luck to both you, Cam Newton, obviously the New England Patriots. I grew up right here in the Boston area, so I am forever rooting for the New England Patriots. And I actually just recently went for the first time ever on Sunday to the Mini Hall of Fame at Patriot Place, and I loved it. But the Boss Babes are all about charity and giving back. So we want to jump right into what you like to do as far as charity, giving back. I don't know if you like to coach kids on your free time, but I want to hit upon the fact that you love working with the Boston Medical Center. You have a big virtual event coming up October 5th. Mm-hmm. It's called Games for Good, and you are going to be hosting that virtually with Chase Winovich. So talk all about your charity involvement, how you give back, and let's talk about Games for Good.
No doubt. It all started last year when James White hosted the event last year, and it was more of a bowling event for Boston Medical Center. And I just remember being there, and it was the first charity event I've been to especially as a rookie. Like, I didn't know the guys did stuff like that and invited, and it was like super fun. And it was a great event that raised a lot of money for Boston Medical Center and for a good cause. So at the end of the day, like, afterwards, I was like, this is something I definitely want to do. This is something I definitely look forward to. And once the opportunity to present itself to take over and host the event, I jumped at it. So we have, October 5th, we have our Games for Good event. It will be this year, for COVID protocols, it will be a virtual event, but it will be like a Family Feud style game show. And some of our teammates will be joining in to play too. Tickets are still open. I think the website is called gamesforgood.net. So tickets are still open, so spectators can still, come and buy tickets. But all the proceeds generated from there go straight to Boston Medical Center. So I'm very excited. It's for a great cause. They're launching their new Center for Health Equity, and it's just all going to a good cause. I'm very excited about this. So I'm definitely looking forward to it. It's definitely something that I hold close to me. Just giving back to the community that embraced me coming in as a rookie and coming into a new city, never been out of Nashville, and the fans and the community just embraced me, and so it's always good to give back. This is the first time I'm hosting an event. I look forward to doing a lot of more things for the community, and so I'm actually really, really excited.
So you guys heard it here first. Joejuan Williams is going to be hosting a virtual event October 5th. Chase Winovich and maybe some more players will be joining him as well. You guys can actually go grab some tickets. Games for Good. They're actually posted on the Blue Sky Sports Entertainment Instagram, so all the information is there as well. And I will also personally share out the link later on today so you guys can purchase tickets. All the money is going to go straight towards Boston Medical Center. Mm-hmm. So please go ahead, check out Games for Good. Joejuan Williams, it's his first time hosting his first event in the Boston area, so we want to show him a good time and help him give back to the Boston community. Before we wrap up, guys, you now are listening to Joejuan Williams, New England Patriots cornerback. You have been absolutely killing it today. I've enjoyed speaking with you. But before we wrap up, I love talking to our special guests about positive pop. So what is your positive pop? Do you have a positive mantra, a song that gets you hyped up? What is your positive pop? And then also, I want to talk a little bit about some game day eats. What do you like to eat either before a game, after a game, when you're just chilling out with your homies?
So I'll say for the positive pop question, my big thing is, I would say getting better 1% every day. Just trying to find the time to, you look at different goals you set for yourself in the future, and it's like for some of those goals it's a ways away. But if you just chip away at each day and you try to get at least 1% better each day, you get close day in and day out. You're getting closer and closer to that goal. Instead of making it, and you look down the road, a weeks away, a months away. If you keep chipping away 1% better, you're getting closer and closer to that goal. It all builds up. And it creates a snowball effect. And so for me, that's kind of my biggest thing. I try to step into work every day with the mindset of just getting 1% better each day, whether that's on the field, off the field, making sure my body's right, film sessions, 1% better in a certain area each day. I feel like that's my big mantra. And then you said my game day eats. It all varies on what time the game is. If I'm not a big eater on game day. I like to feel as light as possible, but I will carbo load the day before the game. So I'm a big, I'll eat a lot of pasta, bread, big bread guy. For some reason, I don't know why, I just love bread. Like I'll just take like slices of bread and just have it at night, and just tear off pieces, eat off at night watching TV or something like that. Man. The day of the game, if it's like a noon game, then I'll just have like some oatmeal and pretty much call it a day from there. And then if it's like a later on game, I'll have morning oatmeal, and then again like bread, like some bread, literally like for lunch or something like that. But that's how I kind of roll. I really eat lightly the day of the game, but the day before the game, I eat a lot. I always carbo load, whether that's chicken, pasta, bread, and go from there.
It sounds like you have some great game day eats. Maybe you have some wings on your days off.
Oh yeah, definitely the wings. Definitely, I'm literally going to. That's funny that you said that, because I'm going to Wingstop right after this to go pick up some wings. So you hit the nail on the head right there.
I love it. Yeah, I'm a big wing person as well. I like all the flavors.
No.
Love pop. Love your game day eats. And last but not least, before we wrap up, again, where can we find you on social media if people want to keep up with your amazing career? Obviously, this season you have a lot going on. And where can people potentially watch the Games for Good event happening October 5th?
My social media is just Facebook, Twitter, Instagram is at Joejuan W. So just my name and a W. It's where you can find me out on social media. And then for updates on the charity event, you can just go to gamesforgood.net. And then you can also, follow the event on Facebook. And I mean, overall, just to wrap it up, I just wanted to thank you for having me, and just to thank everybody for their support of Games for Good. The Boston Medical Center, is really appreciated.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Joejuan. Hope you have an amazing season this year, both individually and obviously for the New England Patriots. Go enjoy your wings, and we will chat soon.
Appreciate you.
Thank you.
No doubt.